Here we go, modellers. So that wing is now finished. The leading edges have all been planed and sanded, and the tips planed and sanded. Now I will just give it one final sand before I cover it, because obviously it'll get a few dinks and stuff here and there, you know. But I'm really happy with the way that's turned out. It's really light but really sturdy. Can't wait to get the covering on it and get it in the air. But yeah, that's the wing done. Nice and easy. Lovely. Right, should we cut some fuselage parts? Modellage, how's it going? So I'm going to show you how I'm going to mark up these formers from the plan and transfer the dimensions to the wood and cut out those formers. So on the plan it shows that the grain of the plywood, which is 3mm plywood, 3mm light ply, the grain is running vertical. So I've got some 3mm light ply. What I do with this is any sort of kits and that I buy, when you get the plywood parts and you get the sprues, the waste wood, I never throw it away. I just keep it all in a tub, and it comes in handy for whenever you have to cut out any sort of formers or anything like that. You'd be surprised how far it goes. I don't think I've brought any 3mm light ply in years, just from doing just from holding on to the what's left from the sprues. So yeah, so right, okay, so basically this plan, it's a free plan from the RCM&E magazine. Now on this side we've got obviously the print of the model, we've got the fuselage formers, we've got the fuselage side, plan view, side view, we've got a cutting plan, or suggested cutting plan, I suppose, if you're doing it on a laser cutter. We have the outer wing panel, which we did in the last video, and we have the tail sections. But what you have to do is you have to turn the plan over to get obviously your horizontal stabilizer and elevator, the wing ribs, and the spar for the outer panels and the main wing section. So what I didn't want to do, I haven't got a printer, a scanner or printer, so I couldn't scan this, print it out, or anything. So I didn't want to go cutting up the plan because I needed both sides. So simple way of doing it, and this method works for the wing spars, the wing ribs, anything, the fuselage size, any parts of the model that you want to cut. One of the things I did different with this was, I did mention this in the first video, though, that there is the two parts for the main wing spar, as you'd cut them if you went off the suggested cutting plan from the plan there. But all I did was I just simply, because they're a straight spar, I just took a measurement of the spar, which, yeah, 18mm. Cut myself a piece of 3mm ply, 18mm straight all the way down, lay it on the plan, marked the ends, marked where the ribs go, and marked the notches, cut the notches, and I did the spar out of one piece. So I didn't do that obviously because I haven't got a laser printer or a computer. So right, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 formers. In fact, FO8 goes there as a piece to hold the teen up for the wing bolt, but obviously we're not doing that. We're banding it on, so we don't need to cut FO8. We just need to cut 5, 3, 4, 6 and 7. So I'm just going to lie that on the plywood, making sure the grain's vertical. There we go. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to get a pin and I'm going to put a pin through every corner. where there's a corner on the plan, I'm just popping a pin through, just making a mark with as a little dot. Okay, FO5. So I'll move that plan out of the way for a second and we'll come back to it in a minute. Now, I don't know if you can see, if I can get that to focus there, you'll see a series of dots in the wood. Right, now this is where we go back to infant school and join the dots, dot to dot. So I'll just take a ruler, put it on the dots, take a pen, and join them up. What I like to do is I like to feel the ball of the pen drop into the dot and finish in a dot in an indent, if that makes sense, and that way then I know I've marked it correctly. Nearly done. And we'll just write on there FO5 so we know which one we've got. Okay, that marks out a form for us. Alright, so I'm just going to cut that out. Really easy. I'll take a sharp Stanley blade in the Stanley knife. I wouldn't do this with a scalpel because scalpel blades just bend a bit too much. Because it's plywood, a good sharp Stanley blade works a treat. Moved on me a bit there. I haven't moved the cut though. There we go. And there we go. It's as simple as that. And all I do now, come back to the plan, and I'll just take a file and just clean it up a little bit. And I'll put that on the plan and see, and just make sure that I can see all the lines and I'm close. That is just slightly a little bit too big, not much. Try that. There we go. I'm happy with that. It's pretty much perfect for me. That's how I do mine. If I need the whole plan. One thing you can do is you can do the same thing with these. You can sort of put a straight edge on, get your scalpel, cut them out, and then glue them. Glue the cut out to the wood, and cut round it that way, and get your formers that way. One thing about doing that I don't like is I don't like the sticky formers. So what, in that case, what you can do is simply just take some masking tape, the masking tape on your wood, cut out your plan of your former, bit of prick stick or something like that, glue it to the masking tape, cut it out that way, and then when you cut it out you just peel off the masking tape, leaving the wood clean. So there's multiple ways you can do it, but I'm doing it this way because I need the plan intact. I've only got one, so I can't really go cutting it up. Well, I could cut it up now, but I'm showing you how I've cut my my parts. So the last thing we need to build on this now is the fuselage. I've actually got to cut the plan, and I'll show you. This is something everybody will have to do. Along these lines here, so you cut along those two lines there, straight down, cut out the tail section there, and then where you cut those two lines, you just join them up to those two lines there, a little bit of sellotape, and that will give you the full length and shape of the fuselage. So yeah, I'm going to crack on and cut the rest of these formers, and I'll come back to you when we've done that. See you in a bit. modelers. Right, well there you go. I've cut the 2 fuselage sides, as you've seen. Again, just using the pin method, going around with the pin. And pin them together, sand them together so they're both the same. The formers, you can see, they fit lovely. Everything goes together nice. You have to put a 3mm balsa strip around the inside of the fuselage here. It's drawn on the plan, so all I did was took the measurement, just did a thumb scribe, went around with the thumb scribe, and then I just glued the balsa to that, and then trim it on the outside and file it down. So yeah, I'll get most of this fuselage finished tomorrow. I've got to finish putting 3mm balsa around that one, and then the 2 sides can go together. But before I do that, I just want to put in, because the nose, the width of this, it's only about 30mm wide, so I just want to put in some supports for the servos before I glue it together, just so the access is better and a bit easier. But yeah, so far so good. Like I say, for a plan build, it's everything's coming off the plan and just fitting perfectly, so really impressed. But yeah, pressing on, can't wait to see it finish, can't wait to see it flying. It's starting to look pretty good. So thanks again guys, and in the next one we'll put the fuselage together, and we'll start rigging it up and having a look at it, and maybe have a look at starting to get it covered. So yeah, see you in the next one guys, and don't forget, please don't forget, like and subscribe, because it really does help the channel and it doesn't cost anything. So yeah, until part 4, see you then, bye bye.